Great, so I see we're live on YouTube. And let's just wait one more minute and then we can start. All right, so hello, everybody. Welcome to the 9th edition of Icebreakers. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hugo Paquin. I am in charge of startup and partner relations at TechPort here. I'll be the moderator today. Basically, if this is your first time, a little bit about the concept of the Icebreakers. So, as you know, COVID sort of drastically reduced the opportunities we have to meet with one another. So we at TechPort here, like so many other organizations, digitized our approach, and basically we created this Icebreakers in order to allow members to meet with one another on a more regular basis. So once a month, sometimes twice a month.
If you will enter some values, for example,
and the goal is really for 5 startups of our community
to the filtering, and for example, plant code to this one, and you will search for the results. You're getting results connected with.
All right, I have muted the gentleman, so that's what happens when you give me control. I just use it. So as I was saying, yeah, the goal is really to have an informal introduction to a very diverse sample of our startups in the community. We have 5 such diverse startups today. Basically, I will shift to the next slide where you will see who they are and what business they represent. So these are the 5 startups that will give 5-minute pitch starting in a few minutes. It's also possible to ask them questions. So after each 5-minute pitch, we give the opportunity to ask the founder, your questions. You can also use the chat function as well to just post them as they come. So, and then as soon as the pitch is over, we just ask them. One last detail is that this is also recorded. It's live on YouTube, so you can follow it and refer to it at a later point. And one final note is that there will also be a form. I will share it in the meeting chat, and then you're able there to ask for meeting or discussing further with one of the startups. So if you are an investor, a partner, another startup that is looking for collaborators, like, feel free to get in touch with them. Usually people also include their personal details in the last slide, so you can contact them directly. But if you want, there's also the form that you can use. All right, so in the interest of time, I will shut up now and basically pass it on to the first speaker. So we have here Dr. Tivadar Danka, who is based in Hungary at the moment. I didn't mention it, but I think all of our speakers are spread out across Europe. So I really love this pool here. So basically, Telesto.AI, Tivadar, the floor is yours when you're ready.
Hi, so thank you for your introduction and for this opportunity. So we are Telesto.AI, and basically our mission is to democratize AI through a competitive AI marketplace. So my name is Tivadar, as you mentioned, and I am one of the co-founders of Telesto.AI. And I will guide you to our platform concept, which will democratize AI and machine learning on a global scale. So let's talk about the AI ecosystem first. So if you take a look on the advances in the past few years, you can see that the available tools to build state-of-the-art machine learning algorithms have exploded both in quality and quantity. And even like talented high school students can beat state-of-the-art even at home with free resources like Google Colab. And this growth is demonstrated by the exponential increase of data science-related Jupyter notebooks on GitHub, which is quite a good measure. If you see it's doubled in 2019. However, putting a machine learning model into production is a huge challenge. And because of this, the bar of entry for a customized AI solution is still very high. And strange fact, 90% of machine learning solutions never make it into production. So actually deploying a solution is costly, both in terms of money and in terms of work hours. So to summarize, on one hand, custom AI solutions can cost hundreds of thousands of euros. But on the other hand, we have tens of millions of developers who want to work on AI problems. So we have a huge demand and a huge supply. The problem is that they don't know about each other. So just like Airbnb connected local homeowners with tourists, we intend to connect developers with companies. And our solution is a platform designed to do just that. And with this, we believe that we can lower the barriers of entry towards custom-made AI solutions. So let's take a look at how our solution works briefly. So we organize AI challenges for our clients, and they're talented developers from our community, or basically from anywhere around the world, can make innovative solutions. And the best solutions are automatically shipped to production every week without manual intervention from us or from the client. So our solution lies on three pillars. And first is crowdsourcing is actually very cost effective. It's much cheaper than the other solutions. Second, competition makes sure that the solution is continuously improving. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit later. And also, third, most importantly, we take care of every technical detail for the client. So they don't need any technical expertise. On the other hand, our solution is also beneficial for the developer community, because with our challenges, they can earn money, improve their skills, and they get to focus on building and creating, which is what they like, which is what I like as a machine learning engineer myself. So how are we different from other crowdsourcing platforms? So crowdsourcing in its current state is a linear process. You post a challenge and you get a few solutions 3 months later. But in reality, this is not how a machine learning solution is developed. It's like a development cycle. You build, test, and learn from what you observed. So our solution actually integrates crowdsourcing into the development cycle. And because of this, the quality of the solution is supercharged and the process is accelerated. So here is our big brain team. Most of us are actually coming from a scientific research, and here we saw firsthand that even at the bleeding edge of research, most AI solutions are stuck as a proof of concept. So they are not actually used. And we spent months figuring out this solution, and we are confident that our platform will bring machine learning to the next level. If you would like to contact us, here is our contacts, and thank you very much for your attention.
Great, thank you, Tivadar. First question actually from Lewis: how does KYC, or in this case, know your developer, work? So regarding data privacy, insider information, that sort of concerns.
I'm not sure I understand the question exactly. I don't exactly know what is KYC. As for data privacy, I mean, for problems where this is an issue, we anonymize the data appropriately. But in certain use cases, this is not an issue.
Okay, so if I ask the question verbally in this case, so the question is, how do I know if I select the developer that he is trustworthy, or that we can show him insider information or parts of our code, and he will not like use this information for anything else or give it to anybody else?
You don't need to do any of that. You don't select the developer. We basically provide like a template for each developer to create their solution, and we test it. We put it through like a quality assurance process. We make sure it's secure, and we deploy it on the premises of the client.
Okay, so as a customer, or as I don't know the developer at all.
Yes, because we basically select the best solution each week. So we get solutions continuously. We score them. There is a public leaderboard. You can check it. And the leading solutions are deployed and tested by us. And of course, by the next week, the solution will be much better. So this is how we actually make sure that the method is improving.
Okay. And do I pay you or the developer?
No, you pay the developer.
Okay.
I mean, through us, but they basically reward the developers weekly.
Okay. Okay. Let's have a chat after it. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, cool. Thanks.
Question from my side. So where are you at right now in terms of the rolling out the product and going live?
We are at the pre-MVP process.
Okay.
We have like a working prototype. It's up on our site, which is Telesto.AI. As you would guess, you can check it. It's like an early prototype, but we are going to launch the MVP very soon.
Okay. I see that so you have a pretty solid team there. In terms of like how does a platform like Tech4Tier can help you and the community? Basically, are you looking for any partners, collaborators? What are your current needs basically, and where would you need support?
Yeah, so we are basically looking for anyone who is an innovator in the AI scene. Like we are looking for innovation hubs to facilitate the creation of innovative solutions for them at the moment.
Okay, great. Anybody else has a question? Otherwise, we shall move right along. Great. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Great. So next up, we have, let me see, who's next? Alejandra.
Yes, I will start sharing now.
Sounds good. So whenever you're ready, feel free to take it away.
Okay, we are Transcircular, and our aim is to empower climate change mitigation targets by accelerating the transition to a circular economy. How are we going to do that? We are going to create circular value networks across the supply chain, connecting the actors and empowering circular practices. So what are the problems right now that we have? First of all, more than 50% of the worldwide greenhouse gas emissions come from the extraction and processing of products. More than 90% of the natural capital impact affecting air, soil, and land on the consumer sector comes from supply chains. And cities are responsible for the 70% of global greenhouse gas emissions. And our commitment with the SDGs are 11, 12, 13, 15, and 17. So what is our solution? We want to create a product passport that products are going to be connected in our circular network that is based in blockchain technologies. And we will use standardized and harmonized information. So our aim is to create a story of the product, have information from provenance to end of life cycle, and then connect them with remanufacturers, recycling facilities, repair shops, or reuse shops. So first of all, we will create an identity, a story, and then we'll have a platform where all the different actors of the supply chain can have access. And the products will have a QR code also from a B2C approach that consumers can make informed decisions. The promising thing that we see with blockchain is that we can have transparency with information, and we can provide secure and tamper-proof data, and also we can create like secure schemes inside our network, and provide the due diligence that is also coming in the future, in the next 2 years, regarding the new regulation, European taxonomy regulation. And we're committed with the European Green Deal, and especially for raw materials products, there is going to start also involving developing countries in this. Sorry, and yes, so our first product is going to be coffee. And what we want to do is to start tracing the complete supply chain from harvesting to end life consumption. And we will use the different reporting schemes we have already, and we will combine them in our platform so we can provide the exact information of the value chain. With this, it comes the life cycle impact assessment. And what you see here is that where are we going to see like the hotspots of the value chain regarding the emissions, and also how can we offset this? We will use, we will also connect that to create biogenic materials, so we can actually foster bioeconomy in the creation of bioproducts. This is from the demand side. And how is going how is going to look our platform? Our platform is going. This is like a mock-up we already did regarding what is the role of each of the supply chain actors, and what information can they access. So, for example, it will be there will be a dashboard where we can connect. We say which product it is, what are the standards, what do we want to know about the specification, the product history, the type, the suppliers, the environmental impact, and we will have like a way to also not only from the B2B market, but also from the B2B segment, but also from the B2C, where also consumers can access to this information. Also with blockchain, we will use zero knowledge proof, meaning that companies can also, using GDPR and being compliant with GDPR, companies can also save part of their data, and they can share what it's needed for the other supply chain actors. Our business model, we have at the moment 3 different schemes, and the 4th one will be the offsetting. The first one is the product passport, where we can give supply chain actors access to the platform, and we provide the transparency services based on the standards of GS1 Global, and also from the different standards from the sustainable reporting schemes. The second one is the sustainable reporting. We talk about this because we want to also give consultancy services. If they for example, we already have the guidance from the European taxonomy of what mean a sustainable activity, and we want to implement it with the Sprint economic framework application. And our mission is to have a marketplace where we can exchange waste as a resource, and exchange of secondary materials to impulse and foster bioeconomy. That's why we also want to start with coffee, because coffee grounds have 20 different uses, starting from bioplastic, also cosmetics, and food. And with the carbon offsetting scheme, it will be, we think in 5 years, we can also involve companies in the for 2 offsets the carbon. Okay, the market overview about cities, climate change, and product and supply chain. Coffee is the most traded product after oil. Germany is the biggest coffee importer in the European Union. Also, is the biggest exporter of coffee roasted among the European Union. So in the supply chain, only 38% of the waste in Germany is used as a secondary raw material. The annual waste resulting for coffee waste is 23 million tons. We calculate that already. And the organic coffee demand has increased quite substantially in the last 5 years. So we see like a really good market to start with it. Okay, who are our customers? The direct customers are producers, distributors, and retailers, the value chain actors, and then direct will be the citizens, and we say consumers because they will also have the access to this information. And what is our differentiation among the existing market players? That we give a platform to connect the value chain actors, and we also give operational improvement with our Sprint framework, where we can, with blockchain, also connect them and provide the security and transparency and tamper-proof that blockchain promises. Okay, meet our team. I'm Alejandra. I am the CEO and founder of Transcircular. And we also have Lasse. He's the CIO and CBO and co-founder of Transcircular, and he's in charge of IT at the moment and UI UX design. So who is our future partners? Our future partners are starting from the technology, IBM with Hyperledger Fabric. That's our base for our technology. We already have contact with Deutsche Kaffeeverband, with Plan A and Fraunhofer, that they are supporting our circular value network to increase the production bioproducts and also trace and create the product passport so we can have a more efficient and resource efficient economy. And yes, so we are Transcircular. If you want to get in touch, go to our website and you can contact us as partners at transcircular.com. And thank you very much for your time.
Great, thank you, Alejandra. Very nice pitch. I don't know if anybody has questions, please jump in. On my side, I sort of was thinking, okay, it's good that you're starting with like a specific use case. You need to start somewhere, and coffee seems like a solid one. But it must be hard to estimate the market size here, because you can apply whatever you're applying to coffee to really any product out there. So how do you go about estimating the market size you're targeting here?
Now, at the beginning, we're connecting with grocers here. And see the rosters if they're importing from Brazil, Colombia, or actually Africa, and then we complete the supply chain. We want to start with coffee with the coffee roasters here, so we can just close the loop here, especially in Europe, because here is going to be the end of we will start creating bio-based materials here in Europe. Yes.
Is that something your competitors are doing? So actually going from the measurement to all the way to like creating products from waste?
No, they are tracing with blockchain technologies. They're tracing from provenance to end of life to have some information about the product, but they do not have the sustainable reporting side, and they're not creating the circular value network when the stakeholders can connect and in the end can create, like, for example, for this, we not only need the supply chain actors, but also research, and also, for example, other startups that can start creating the bio-based products, the bio project. For example, for cosmetics, there are some also companies, for example, in France that are creating mushrooms out of coffee waste. Also the bioplastic, now with the regulation starting on June of next year, we will need to start creating bioplastic, because it's going to be banned, some kind of plastics here, for example, in Germany and all around Europe. So they don't have that last connection to close loop in the circular economy.
Okay. Then same question I asked the previous presenter. So it's interesting, I think, for me, but I hope for the others as well, like to understand where you need like currently support, or if you do need outside support, and basically what are the next steps in your development?
Yeah, the next step in the development, we expect to have the MVP on January, like to start to have the pilot project with the different supply chain actors. So we'll be like to see if anyone is like will be in like to have the bio-based materials, so know any like, yeah, supply chain actors at the moment, and also from the technology side. I think also we expect to grow from the blockchain developers. That will be one of the main, yeah.
Super. Let me just check quickly. Maybe on YouTube there's a question. Okay, I don't see any. So, all right. Thank you, Alejandra, for the presentation. Next up, we have Phonovation. So Paddy Collins, who is the Director of Partnering, I believe, at Phonovation.
Yes, that's right.
So great. Paddy, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
Great. Okay, so thanks Hugo. So Paddy Collins is my name. I'm Director of Partnering for an Irish company called PVN. We're a multi-million turnover business. We're the market leader for mobile identity services in Ireland, and we are about to launch our services in Europe, in Germany, France, Spain, and potentially Italy. So why is mobile identity important? Well, as we all know, online sales and online banking has significantly grown, particularly in COVID times. 50% of online sales are expected through mobile channels this year alone. In tandem with that, we all know, I think, that online fraud and scams are increasing and becoming increasingly sophisticated as well. And therefore, banks and players in the fintech space, constantly need to be looking at how they secure their mobile and digital channels. So we as a company, we provide mobile identity assurance services directly into the mobile network itself. And I'll explain what that means in a minute. But basically in Ireland, we're the market leader, and 90% of the banks use our service to protect their mobile banking customers, which is over 6 million mobile banking customers in Ireland and in the UK. And we currently protect millions of online transactions every month. By way of background, we're a Deloitte Best Managed company, we're a Microsoft partner, and in Ireland, Vodafone are a strategic partner of ours, and they resell our services. So in short, what does PVN do? As the slide says, we provide real-time mobile identity assurance to securely validate and protect banking customers' online transactions. We also enable seamless mobile identity validation via an API access into the mobile networks. So basically, our service protects banking customers from fraud, and it protects the banks themselves, obviously, from that fraud, both from a financial perspective and from a reputational perspective. And because our API service, which links into the mobile network, works in the background and in real time, we optimize and don't compromise the customer experience for fraud prevention, which is a key thing for the banks. So very simply, what our service offers is that we validate the SIM in your mobile device. We validate the SIM status. So I think everyone knows every mobile phone has a SIM. That SIM has a unique address on the mobile network. It's called an IMSI, or your SIM serial number, and that is private to you. When you change the SIM in your mobile phone, your SIM serial number will change. And that's what we monitor on the mobile network. We basically provide that data point back to banks, to fintech companies, if the SIM status is changing on the mobile network. And it's a core data point from a fraud and a compliance perspective for the banks. So from a compliance perspective, you may or may not be aware of a directive called PSD2. It's very important in the finance sector. That is a European directive which states that for authenticating online transactions, 2 of 3 factors are required. One is inherence, which is something you are, so that could be biometrics, your fingerprint on your mobile phone. Second is knowledge, something you know. So typically it's when you put in, your password, what was your first pet's name, what's your mother's maiden name, etc. And then the third thing is something that you possess. And quite often from an authentication point of view, the mobile device is used for that. So to securely authenticate a transaction, you must have 2 of those 3 steps included. And interestingly, and of note, the European Banking Authority says that the mobile phone in itself is not a possession factor, but rather where the device has been SIM checked, which is the core solution that we offer. So what that means then for banks and fintechs is that we can provide a number of solutions to them from a mobile identity perspective. The first is fraud protection. So you may be familiar with the term SIM swap fraud, but that's where actors will go in. They maybe have bought online your username and passwords that have been stolen from other websites, and they fool a mobile network to swap your mobile phone over to another SIM. So our data point provides the bank the fact that when a SIM has changed, and they use that as a critical data point as to whether to authenticate or validate a transaction. The other thing we offer or we enable is we verify transactions. So for example, a lot of you have probably been doing online shopping for Christmas. When you're buying, say, a pair of shoes, quite often before the transaction is processed, you get into a stage of multi-factor authentication, and you may have a one-time password issued to your mobile device. We can enable the bank to securely authenticate that the mobile phone in your hand is actually your mobile phone and the SIM hasn't changed. so that they can securely and safely release that one-time password to you. And then the final point is most banks, if not all banks, have a banking app, both from the challenger banks to the traditional banks. And at the point of when you download the app to your mobile phone, again, typically there's a one-time password used to bind the app to the mobile phone. We can validate and authenticate that. And one of the core services we do is we facilitate banks and fintech companies to validate the app to the mobile. So in a nutshell, our patented technology converges mobile and the client networks to ensure that companies can validate and authenticate their identity directly at the mobile phone network. We've been super successful in Ireland with this. There's an initiative rolling out across Europe where the mobile networks are offering these API access, and we're now moving into Germany. And what we're looking for is local channel partners who can help with feet on the ground and introduce us into local banks and local fintech companies. And my details are there, my email, and that's our web address. Thank you.
Awesome, Paddy. Thank you. Super clear pitch. Yeah, when it comes to channeling and going into Germany, what's your first read on the market? And is there other players here doing similar things? How are banks using this double authentication, mobile-based?
Yeah, it's a good question, Hugo, because what you find is that secure customer authentication and validation of transactions is key to all of the banks. However, this particular service, while it looks very simple on the surface, where we can authenticate mobile devices, is not available currently in Germany. It's been available in Ireland. We were the first to launch it. It was replicated in the UK. The mobile operators now have taken on an initiative where they're rolling this out on a European-wide basis. So we're actually at the education stage of making the banks aware that this capability is now available to them, and that they can use and consume this as a further data point to help them in their validation process. So it's early days, so we're educating the market. The big benefit is that we have great market experience from Ireland and the UK to demonstrate to them the value that it brings, and the fact that the local banks here use the service and find it extremely beneficial.
You mentioned an added data point, but aren't they collecting similar data points? Like, how are they doing it currently, and what would you be replacing, or wouldn't you be replacing anything and just adding something on top?
Yeah, so like when it comes to securely authenticating transactions, there's no one solution will meet the need, and it's consuming as many data points as you can. The data point in terms of validating your mobile device, particularly at the mobile network level, is not available in the German market yet. It is literally only going live, so you will find that there'll probably be max 2 or 3 players offering this. We are one of the leaders and the forerunners of this service. So it's not available yet, and I think the banks will absolutely consume it, and others will consume it once those data points are available.
Great. I have other questions, but I know we want to connect following the call to go more into details. I don't want to hoard the mic here. If there's any other question, please feel free. You can unmute yourself or ask them in the chat. Let me just quickly check YouTube. Okay, nothing there as well. So thanks, Paddy, for the pitch. Super cool. And yeah, we'll move on now to the next startup, Blocksport. So we have Vladimir on the line. Vladimir.
Yep. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, can hear and see you.
Yeah, okay, very well. Let me use my timer to be sharp and crispy. Yeah. So hi guys, so my name is Vladimir. I'm a CEO and co-founder of Blocksport. We are a Swiss sport tech organization from Zurich. So we are working in a fun engagement area. It's our home playground. Actually, with Blocksport today, we are a market leader in the esport industry. It's a gamified apps provider. So we have product lives in January. We have paying clients, more than 24 clubs working with us, more than 13 apps live, millions of impressions, 5% of market share. Therefore, we are market leader So we passed few acceleration so far, and as I said, we are already generating revenue. So in a nutshell, so we position ourselves as a provider for the esport industry, but as also for traditional sports, streamers, influencers, federation leagues, and etc. So everyone who is looking for the brand that includes a white label solution, which can be run on a monthly basis, SaaS subscription. So we offer from 99 per month, and like just to deliver in less than 30 days. So our mission is to combine the players, clubs, sponsors, sponsoring brands, and community together within the one platform in order to activate, monetize community, and also engage them in full throttle. So we have a certain focus on esport. Why esport? So the video gaming industry is booming, growing every year. Its estimated revenue in 2021 more than 3 billion. So we see the huge potential. You see what's happening in 2020. Traditional sports doing not well. Esports is growing. So our focus there. And actually, we see that esports it's a way the area where we have to invest further. So our target is tier one, tier 2 clubs in esports, and tier 2, tier 3 clubs in traditional sports. So we are targeting also sponsored brands, streamers, players, influencers, and celebrities. Everyone who looking for a branded white label app to be launched without any capex investments. So the problem we are solving, so actually we are placing the product on the market. So the majority of the clubs in the world, they don't have mobile application at all. And existing solutions, they're really outdated in user experience, and bring only information. So therefore clubs losing revenue, missing increased brand visibility, poor community management, and etc. So we are bringing our incredible all-in-one solution, like a single-stop solution for the clubs and sport organization, which combine everything clubs needs: information, rewarding, betting, shopping, also payment solution. We have incredible fund wallet based on the blockchain. And where we store NFT collectibles and virtual goods. And also fans can actually create their own collection. They can exchange goods, and like putting a digital card between the wallets. This kind of overview with some mockups on the screen. So informational part, so we cover everything which clubs, which actually their daily clubs life for upcoming games, calendar, statistics, live results, etc. We have a integrated fan chat, aggregated social media wall, fan journey, fan missions, fan ranking, a lot of gamifications, and what is important. So we have new revenue streams which we offer for the clubs as soon as they start using app based on our platform. So we have a few features which are in our pipeline. Actually, some of them already delivered, like a virtual goods, a virtual merchandise, in-app club currency, in-game currency, club tokens, user-generated content, and a lot of interaction, engagement between the fans, and the club and teams and players. The benefits actually create a win-win-win for everyone. So for the teams, like incredible app on a monthly basis without capital investment, just from 99 per month, and they can touch all technologies we offer, as I said, all-in-one solution. For the sponsors, the possibility to have a mobile reach, direct reach through mobile channel to the team's community, increase the brand visibility, and offer own services and products directly to the fans, and also data acquisition. For the fans, possibility to follow club 24/7 over the smartphones, also earn together with the club, be rewarded, participate in fan votings, and be recognized as a real fan. So we have more than 24 clients working with the top leaders in esports and also traditional sports, working with federations, digital marketing agencies. It's our actually go-to-market strategy, ambassadors, and also brands. Based on SaaS, like just finishing the page, so based on subscription, we have several plans. As I say, from 99 light version, standard pro professional clubs also can add analytics, additional analytical plans. So new revenue sources, activation, and engagement on the fans community. Our team, experts from esports and sports industry, and actually we are proud of the team which bring us innovation and the experience in sports and esports. And our strategic partners, we also appreciate it always. Thank you so much. I'm here at your disposal for any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Vladimir. Any questions in the audience? As always, I always have many. But,
it's okay.
It's a lot to process as well. Like, this is a new field. I don't know much about the esports. Like, when you approach a club, so are these clubs owned? Like, do you need to go to the ownership, or who manages, and who's basically your contact there when you try to develop the business?
Yeah, actually, our contact it's chief of marketing, digital marketing, brand. I'm not responsible for community management, so in the club, and also innovation officers. So we talk usually to the management of the clubs, because we, as I said, we are working mostly with tier 2, tier 3 clubs. They have no apps at all, and they have no digital departments or like R&D like Barcelona or Manchester United. So because that guys actually have everything they need. But as I said, 95%, even more clubs in the world, they have no such luxury, and they're always looking for innovation, but never ready to pay for that. And here actually we give them Ferrari to drive on the monthly basis and without any capex. So quickly run branded app and start monetizing and engaging your community worldwide. So what's the beauty?
Interesting. The name of your company, and actually blockchain is not something you touched on in the presentation. Yeah. Like, so what's
I just mentioned that we use blockchain for like a methodology. We are not crypto-based project, so we use blockchain as one of technology, and the use cases for you to use DOT. It's first of all the fan wallet. So in the fan wallet we store NFT tokens, like digital collectibles, virtual goods, and because actually we offer fans possibility to create own collections, to hunt for their virtual goods, which is NFTs, and they can be swapped, sold, and requested from other fans. So every fan who registers in the app receives a fan wallet based on our quorum protocol. Also fan voting. So every vote actually tracked through the blockchain to increase the credibility to that. And also the smart contracts which we use, it's the purpose for loyalty reward program. So because our fan points, they're hunting actually the fan tokens itself.
Since when are you in operation?
So we are live since January. So project started in 2019 early, and then we went live with our beta in January with the first client. And now we have like everything, product is growing, revenue is growing, time to invest. So we are in seed round now.
Oh, you're okay. That was my question. Yes. You're looking for something.
Looking for investment. Yeah, like we're looking for 1 million investment. So seed round is very, very close to be completed till the end of this year. So everyone who wants to participate with convertible or equity, so happy to discuss after school.
I asked when your company started because I'm assuming the crisis sort of had an effect. I mean, but then you can't compare to a previous year, but I'm assuming it's been going well as gaming kind of ramped up this year, right?
Yeah, because we decided to focus on esport, and our first client was esport. And actually it was the right decision to go there, because what's happening with traditional sports, like this year, everyone knows. So lockdowns, no spectators, nothing. So, and even traditional sports like Formula 1, football, basketball, they're moving online. So they're launching own esport teams to be presented in online competitions. So here actually opportunity for the block sport. Yes, and yeah.
All right, great. Thanks for the overview. If people want to invest, I guess they reach out directly to you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for your time.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Last but not least, we have Mona from Lingua Custodia. Last startup to present.
I will share my screen.
Sounds good. Ready when you are.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Mona from Lingua Custodia. I'm sales account manager at Lingua Custodia, and I will present you the company and its solution today. Making financial translations faster, cheaper, and better through artificial intelligence explains already quite well our solution, what Lingua Custodia is about. So what we do is, in fact, we offer a solution based on the latest technologies for translating financial documents. A quick overview of the history of Lingua Custodia. We were founded in 2011 by financial professionals as they realized that there was no sufficient solution for the financial industry on the market in order to communicate efficiently with colleagues within the entity, but all over the world, and to communicate with the clients. So in the upcoming years, they were all about developing the solution itself, training the different engines in different languages, and specializing them in different financial documents. So 2017, also like Japanese and Chinese were added to our language portfolio, which makes it 9 languages by now. And in 2018, we had a big breakthrough on the commercial side, as we had a big range of banks and asset managers who were added to our portfolio. Yeah, and in the upcoming 2 years, now we have our headquarters in Paris. We have another smaller office nearby Paris, and a new branch in Luxembourg opened 2019, where I'm working at. So, but talking about our solution now, when you translate a document, it's either because you want to understand it or to communicate with someone. And there's like in the old-fashioned way, let's say, you can do it by giving this proceeding by a translation agency, or you have an in-house team, or you can do it yourself because maybe it's your mother tongue or you're fluent in that language. There's mainly 3 problems or challenges encountered by doing so. The speed, it's quite slow. The cost can be very high, and the quality is variable because on the market there's not many translators who are specialized in the financial language and terminology. So, and with our solution based on machine learning, which is a subset of artificial intelligence, our target is to quicken the process and to have a lower cost for translation and to offer homogeneous quality. Our platform and our solution, like where our solution is available at, is called Verto. There are the different engines available for our clients who can log into the platform, choose the type of document, and because we are not just specialized in finance, but also in different kind of documents. And there I can upload the document, choose the source language and the target language, and they will get their result. A very nice or like huge benefit is also that it's format friendly, the engines, which means that when you upload a certain document, like a fun fact sheet, for example, which has like a very special layout and formatting, or maybe some graphics and tables, all this will be adapted to the result. So here you have an overview of our different engines that are available on our platform. And like, as you can see, they are defined by different types of documents. If you have like more like general documents, you can just use the finance engine. And as you can, like, it's not like 100% perfect translation, because it's also sometimes about taste, like how you want to translate something, and from one human to another human, it's always a bit different how you would translate something, but the results are always like a Word document, so you have the option to work on it after translating it, But we at Lingua Custodia, we also offer like an additional service, which it's the post editing. We work with a wide range of translators who are experts in the financial domain, and they can review the documents if necessary. Here's also like you can see all our languages so far, and so here's some impressions from our team from Paris and here in Luxembourg. And some of our existing clients from bank and asset managers. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mona. Is this a service? I'm jumping right into questions like, is this a service also available to smaller organizations? Is your model available to startups, and do you have pricing available for them?
Yeah, we have also like quite small asset managers that we're working with. They have like not that huge budget in the beginning, but still need to translate a lot of documents because maybe they have like one fund that they want to distribute to other countries. It's actually for them a perfect solution because they can just translate their whole fund documentary with our solution at a very low cost. And we offer different packages. And the packages usually they start like at 4,000 and they are valid for 1 year. So you can see even like small companies can translate, and you can also always go for like on the fly. So which means you can just translate and you get you have to pay what you translate.
Can you give us an idea of like cost? What are the benefits for the client, right? Like in terms of cost cutting, is it like do you have figures there, or maybe not exact numbers, but like how much in percentage are we talking about when it comes to budget?
Like you can it depends definitely like how much a company translates within 1 year. That's why we always try to find out what their budget for 1 year is, and we cut it to like to half of it, and even like sometimes just 30%. In general, but we know on the market the price per word. That's also how we count on our platform. So like on the market, it's like around 20 cents per word, and on our platform, it starts with 5 cents per word. So, and the higher the package that you would sign up for, the lower the cost per word would be.
Okay. And in terms of the AI and machine learning elements to it, so how does it work in terms of? Oh wait, okay, there's another question, but I'll ask it after. But in terms of the AI and machine learning, so how does that? Can you go and explain a little bit about the tech behind the solution and how it feeds itself to improve?
Yeah, we have our own lab at Lingua Custodia. They are like our own development team, and they are all working on on improving the engines, adding more engines even, like for example, also for the insurance sector, because we have recently added some new clients in that industry. And so like, in fact, it's like they improve automatically through experience. That's what machine learning is about. But in fact, we have to really collect all the data and put it into the engines. It's like quite easily said, but we have we had some presentations from the lab team, from the development team already in the past, and it's like quite complex how they gain the data and put it into the engines.
Great. Two questions from the audience. The first one, that was pretty straightforward, but I guess it's fair. What's the value add compared to Google Translate?
Sure. There's also other ones on the market. For example, DeepL in Germany, it's quite big. But one clear asset is that it's specialized in financial language and terminology. And that our engines are specialized in different documents. So like even in like different documents in the financial industry, they have their own financial terminology and language, which you would use for different documents, and that's how we train our different engines.
All right, thank you. And then the next one, I think you saw it, the other European language and testing already. I mean, you showed the list of languages you cover, but in terms of East European, like how do you add languages to the engine?
Yeah, so in fact, like so far we have only like East European we have not added yet. The next step would be more like the Nordics, like Scandinavian languages. But I think like in the future there will also be some East European languages. And yeah, in fact, they the lab team they collect done the documents in the other languages, and they always have to develop 2 language pairs. So it would be like, for example, German English, English German, and in both ways they have to collect the data from the market, and that's how in fact they like develop a new engine. It's not a problem in general to add new languages. It's just like there has to be some effort made to collect the data.
I see. Thank you. And there was one last point. I mean, Alejandra brings up the point of privacy, but I think that's for public translators, maybe. Like your solution is private, right? So there's no publicly shared information, or I don't know if you store anything, or if that's part of your agreements with customers.
Yeah. Like
I'm asking because, for example, I worked in a bank before, and for them, they completely like you can't translate. We couldn't use DeepL or Google Translator. So they say because they stored information, and this is like sensitive information. So I'm asking that like in your platform, of course, there is like kind of a contract of like you're not going to store the information of.
Exactly, as we are only working with banks and asset managers, and they have quite confidential data, as you might know, or definitely know because you worked in a bank before. So yeah, we have agreements with them, and we have data centers in Luxembourg and France, and it's not a cloud. So the data will not be stored somewhere in the cloud where it could be like easily hacked. And we also have like the possibility that like from our side, we cannot even see like what the client will translate. And we will also not use that the documents from the client to improve our engines. So it will be really like just from their side. And yeah, we have there like from our IT security and data security agreements.
Great. All right. On that note, I think this brings us to the 1 hour mark. Thank you very much to all startups presenting today. Very interesting stuff. I think I actually want to revisit some of your pitches, so I'll use the recording for that. I'll share one last time the form by email. You can also use it in the chat if you want to connect with one of the speakers. Yeah, the next icebreaker, if you're interested, is not yet set, so it'll be definitely next year. But number 10 is coming up; it's in the works, and yeah, that concludes this 9th edition. So thank you again to all the speakers and as well to the attendees. And yeah, I wish you a great afternoon and rest of the week.
Great, thanks, Hugo. Cheers.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Bye.